Hi, welcome back to Forwards. We've got something different in the workshop this week. We have got a retro 26-inch mountain bike. It's titanium, it's a Genesis Latitude. I've not done any research about this bike, I've just literally looked at the bike. So I'm going to do a quick video. I'm going to do the video a little bit different. So we're going to do a before, so this is as the bike's dropped it in, and then we're going to strip it down, do its full service and then rebuild, bring it up to date a little bit, and then do a video at the end to show you what we did. So I will probably make myself look really stupid because I'm just going to walk around the bike and have a look at it. I'll try and do this quite quickly so the video is not too long, and then we'll see what stuff the bike's got on it, and then get it rebuilt, and then see where we're at after that. So frame wise, as I said, titanium. It's a Genesis Latitude frame. Haven't measured it, so don't know what size it is. I will double check that later when I'm doing all the servicing and stuff, so I can see that. So nice looking frame. It's got some DT Swiss forks. Those are on there. It's quite an old school style cross country bike. Super long wheelbase. 26-inch wheels, as I said. Don't know what the wheels are. I'll have a look at that as we're servicing it. It's got some gnarly Bontrager tyres. XR Mud Team Issue, it says. 26x2 TLRs on there. Look at those. They're pretty extreme tyres. Don't tend to see tyres much like that nowadays. So we've got some nice tyres to go on there. You could possibly guess what we're going to fit on it, but we'll see that at the end. Bar wise, it's got an Eastern bar. What was that? Monkey Light SLs. Inverted stem. He's got that slammed a little bit there. That's how we used to have them back in the day. So I think I had a 150 stem on my Specialized MT, which was ridiculous. I don't know how on earth we ever held onto the bike, to be honest. So this isn't as long as that, but the rider's a bit shorter than me, so that's that. Well, we got some just mixed and matched bits and pieces. So some giant grips, XT group set. These feel fantastic still. These brakes. It's got XT hydraulic brakes on it. We'll have a look at those in a second. If anyone's getting really frustrated with the bits and pieces I'm not naming correctly, just let me know in the comments. So rapid fire shifters. They bring back some memory, those little ones like that. So XT 9-speed Mega 9 it was called then. So Mega 9 group set. It's got three rings on the front. That's how we did it then. So 3 chain rings. I'm guessing that's going to be a 22, maybe 22, 32, 42. But again, I'll be able to verify that because this is all going to be stripped and cleaned in the parts washer. Crank arms, I'm guessing, would be a 175 because that's what everything used to have back then. If you're a mountain biker, they just assumed you'd want 175. Looks like I'm wrong though, 170. Got some modern pedals though, XTR SPD pedals. Looks like they've been worn a bit there. Holotech 2 bottom bracket down there is probably the 73. So down the bottom, XT front mech. So it's got a nice full XT group set, other than probably that cassette. The cassette doesn't look like it's XT. So XT rear mech, 1128 cassette, I'm guessing. It's all a bit grim and mucky, so this will get stripped off and done. Matching rear, crazy knobbly tyre, Bontrager mud tyre. Looks more like a motorcycle tyre. Thompson seat post. Inline seat post. That I'll have to verify what his fit's like because this is a regular customer, and then the saddle is a little bit worse for wear. Quite posh though. Carbon fibre rails. Don't really know what it is. Trail flex. Looks like it would be a physique, but that's what we got there. Brake wise, looks like a 203 on the front, so it's centre lock, which is great. So 203 centre lock front. And I'm guessing that is looks like I'll say that was a 160 on the back, but we'll verify that when we're doing the rebuild. Everything feels great. It's all like it's in good order, as in work wise. It just needs a good strip and clean. It's been in storage for a bit, and then the customer wants to get on it. So that's enough waffling. It's nearly 5 minutes long. Just do a quick video back. Show you back here because you can see the wheelbase length there as well. So I'm going to crack on, get it in the all into component parts, get it through the parts washer, and then we'll come back at the end of the service and then I'll show you what I've done to it. All right, thanks very much for watching. See you in a bit. Well, actually, I'll just see you in a bit. Bye. Hi, welcome back to the second part of our video on the Genesis Latitude. We're just going to give you a quick walk around, show you the updates we've done on this bike and some of the details as we go. So getting straight to it, rather than me waffle on for ages, we have changed the grips. We put the Pro Race grips on there, they're the bolt-on grips in a 30mm. So grips at the top. Saddle, replace that saddle that we had on it before with the Pro Stealth Performance Limited saddle. So the one, if you remember before, had the cover coming off, so that's all changed. And then the main sort of thing that stands out here are the Mezcal tyres as well. So we've got the Vittoria Mezcal XC tyres, and these are 26.1, finishing in a nice grey, so that looks really cool on it. That looks nice, and we've also changed his inner tubes over because the inner tubes were absolutely shot, so they're all changed over as well. So the bike's had a strip down, go over all the little bits and pieces that we normally do when we're cleaning it, and then we've got some points that we've spotted on it which we'll point out to the customer when he comes in. Bearing in mind the bike is probably, it's probably 20 years old or so. I'm not entirely sure. Someone I'm sure will tell me in the comments what group set this is and what year it was. I can't remember. I'm guessing circa 2005-ish, around that time. Maybe a bit older than that, but let us know if you know. But one of the things that stand out in the service, and we'll just check it with the customer, he's not had any problems with shifting, but the front shift is pretty poor. And if you see there, the spacing from that top of the chainring to the derailleur is massive. That's way too big, and it's just giving us really lazy shifting, so when you're trying to change it won't change. So you'd imagine that a shop like us would get that adjusted correctly, but we can't because it's got a bottle boss in the way. So the bottle boss there stops it dropping. And these mechs back in the day, we've looked on our UK supplier as well, and they're still available in the different setups. But you could have it as a top mount or a lower mount on the clamp. So the clamp could be low down or high. So this, when it was built, should have been spec'd with the clamp below this boss. Then this could go lower, and it would actually would have got the front shift working better. But he's obviously put up with this for 20 years or so working like that, so we're just going to verify with him. A replacement mech would be the M8000 now, the XTM 8000, and they are available. I've checked. Mounts down below, and then we'd obviously be able to pull down below because that's where the cable is there, and then that will get us the shifting that we would want from that front mech. So we're just going to check that with the customer. It's £43 for the mech, so we'll just verify that. So that's the only sort of odd anomaly. We do take out things like the bottom brackets. It's a titanium frame, so aluminium against titanium is a recipe for disaster if it's not lubricated correctly. So we've taken that all out and put copper slip on there. Or anti-seize is what we use. It's not actually copper slip, but it's exactly the same sort of stuff. And we did the same with all the bolts. These have all come out and been copper slipped, so it doesn't fuse into the titanium like we had the problem a little while back with the Moots frame. We did some pictures on online about that. Same as dismantling the top of the seat post clamp. That was all mucked, all covered in muck and mud and stuff, so we've stripped that right down to the component parts and cleaned all of those individually, and that will stop that sort of seizing up or corroding on there, so that's all done as well. Other than that, it's a sort of standard sort of service for us really. If I zoom in and you can see some of the bits and pieces, we have done the chain with the hydrodynamic. So this chain's actually got really good wear. It's only about 50%, so we have just reused it and put a new quick link in because it didn't have a quick link, so we've put the quick link in there, and then hydrodynamic the chain. The only anomaly on the group set is that it's a full XT, which is fantastic to see in such good condition. Everything's working crisp and almost like new, and it, other than a little bit of wear and tear here and there, it's in amazing condition as well, as you can see. Little details we did was swap all the bolts back to as they should be, so put the black bolts on the outside on the chainring and the silver steel bolts back on the inner chainring because they were all muddled up, so someone stripped that in the past and got that the wrong way around, so we've put that back as it should be. Pedals have come up really good, so we take them off, put them through the parts washer, and then lubricate them all, so they're all really nice. So anyway, I'm jumping about again. So back to the Anomaly. So we got XT group set, so it is the 3x9. The only thing that's a bit odd is that it's got a much lower spec cassette, so it's all steel cassettes. That wouldn't have been an XT cassette of that time. But I imagine that's just been changed out over the course of the bike, so we would probably prefer that to have a nicer cassette, but it's in really good order, so it's sort of newish and working really well, so that's that. So group set works brilliantly, and we did change that rear cable, that was a bit tired, so we changed that and then put a new inner in. So group set works brilliant, other than that front derailleur is a bit sort of poor, a bit slow. Didn't do anything with stripping the forks down. These are working really nicely, so we haven't stripped them down and serviced those. So it's got the DT Swiss fork on there. So that's all working great. Handlebars have come up much nicer using the new lock-on grips. Other than that, there wasn't much to do there other than just clean it all. So this is all done. And then it's got the XT hydraulic brakes there as well from the same group set. Brake rotors, I did get that wrong in the first video. They are 180 front rotor and then a 160 rear rotor. So that's those. Dior calipers, brake pads, everything were really good as well. So that's about it. I think I cover off early in the video, changed the tubes over because they were a bit worse for wear, a few punches, so when we changed the tyres they looked a bit worse, and then we also did some rim tape, put some new rim tape in there as well. So that's about it. I've waffled on for ages as always, but there we go. I'll let you have a quick look at it from a distance. It does look really cool. It's a bit of memory lane for me. I mean, I never had this exact bike, but it's more so just working on that Mega 9 stuff again. So working on a 9-speed XT group set is really cool. We used to do little tricks back in the day in the late 90s. Not really a trick, I suppose, but we just took the front chain ring off, front granny ring off, because it was, well, if we're down in that ring, we never needed to use it. So when we were racing, we used to take that lower ring off, that 22, because you wouldn't want that. But there we go. So really smart, nice to have in, good fun to do the bike. I just thought I wanted to do a little walk around of it. Not for everybody, but it's definitely a trip down memory lane for us. So I thought I'd show you that. All right, catch you on the next video. I will stop waffling and get back to what I should be doing. Bye. So just as a real a quick close up, should I say, for the Genesis Latitude build, we have actually changed the mech over now. So the mech we used on this was the M8000, and it is now functioning correctly. And then that is the lower mount there that I explained in the earlier part of the video. Okay, just thought I'd put that at the end quickly. I'll catch you in the next video.